Ever feel like you're stuck in a mental prison? Like your thoughts are holding you back from the life you really want? What if I told you that the key to your freedom is just two simple words away? Get ready to have your mind blown. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover a revolutionary technique that will change the way you think about yourself forever. But before we dive in, I need you to pause and really listen up. This is crucial. This technique is only as powerful as your motivation to manifest a different reality. So I want you to take a moment right now and honestly assess yourself. Are you truly ready to change? Or are you just stuck in a pattern of constantly complaining, feeling angry, bitter, and frustrated in a cycle of victimhood? Because here's the truth. If you're not genuinely ready to transform your life, if the pain of staying the same isn't greater than the fear of change, then what I'm about to share won't help you. This isn't about wishful thinking or magic words. It's about committed action towards a new reality. So if you're just looking for a quick fix or something to complain about later when it doesn't work, you might as well stop watching now. Now, if you've decided to stick around, I want you to do something that might seem a little strange, but trust me, it's powerful. For the next 24 hours, I want you to become hyper-aware of every limiting thing you say about your experience. Things like, I can't find my path, I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed. Here's what I want you to do. Draw a line on your palm. Yes, really do it. Use a pen or a marker. Every time you catch yourself saying or thinking something negative about yourself or your situation, add a tally mark to that line. This isn't about judging yourself or feeling bad. It's about awareness. It's about understanding where you're currently at. This simple exercise will give you a clear, visual representation of the work ahead. At the end of the day, look at those tally marks. Each one represents a moment where you limited yourself, where you reinforced old patterns. But here's the exciting part. Each of those marks is also an opportunity for change. This exercise will serve as a baseline. It will show you the intensity of the effort required to change your perspective. But don't be discouraged if you see a lot of marks. Remember, awareness is the first step to change. Now, let's dive into why this matters so much. Let's start with a mind-bending fact. The you reading this right now, that person no longer exists. In the time it took to read that sentence, you've already changed. Your cells have shifted, your thoughts have evolved, and your reality has transformed. This constant state of change is the key to unlocking your true potential. But here's the problem. Most of us are stuck in a loop of self-limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I'll never have that thing I desire most. Sounds familiar? These thoughts aren't just annoying, they're lying to you. Because by the time you think them, you've already changed. So why keep believing them? Enter the power of I was. It's not just grammar, it's a paradigm-shattering perspective that can liberate you from self-doubt. When you say I was not confident instead of I am not confident, you're not denying your feelings. You're creating distance and opening the door to change. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This is just philosophy. It won't work in the real world. But let me stop you right there. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's about aligning your self-talk with the reality of your constant evolution. It's about creating a mental environment where growth isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Others might be thinking, it sounds too hard. I can't change the way I think overnight. And you're right, it's not easy. But neither is staying trapped in a cage of your own making. The truth is, this technique requires commitment. It's not about integrating a new trick into your current self-defeating reality. It's about creating an entirely new mindset. Think of it like learning a new language. At first, it feels awkward and unnatural. But with practice, it becomes second nature. Let's see how this works. Imagine you're facing a job interview. That familiar voice pipes up, I'm terrible at interviews. Stop right there. Take a deep breath and reframe, I was terrible at interviews. You've just created a gap between your past experiences and your present potential. Now follow up with, I'm learning to communicate my value effectively. You've just transformed a dead-end belief into a growth mindset. This is neuroplasticity in action. Every time you use I was, you're rewiring your brain. You're telling your neurons, hey, that old pattern, it's not set in stone. We can change. and your brain listens, creating new pathways and possibilities because it doesn't know the difference between what is real and what you tell it to believe. But let's address the elephant in the room. Some of you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually start doing this? First, recognize that this is a journey. You're not going to master this overnight, and that's okay. The key is consistency and patience with yourself. Start small. Each morning, look in the mirror and identify one limiting belief. Then, put it in the past tense. I was afraid of public speaking. I was someone who procrastinated. Feel the weight lift off your shoulders as you relegate these beliefs to your personal history museum. This simple act creates space for new possibilities. Next, follow up with a present or future-focused statement. I'm developing confidence in my voice. I'm learning to take consistent action. This 1-2 approach not only distances you from limiting beliefs, but actively propels you toward your goals. You're creating a new reality by choosing where to focus your attention. Now here's where many people stumble. They try this once or twice, don't see instant results, and give up. But remember, you're rewiring years of mental programming. It takes time. Think of it like going to the gym. You wouldn't expect to bench press 300 pounds on your first day, right? This is mental weightlifting. Start light, be consistent, and watch your strength grow. For an extra boost, try journaling with this technique. Write about your day using I was for challenges you faced. I was stressed about the presentation becomes an opportunity to reflect on how you've grown. Follow it up with how you'd like to approach similar situations in the future. You're not just reframing the past, you're actively shaping your future. But here's where it gets really powerful. Start using I was preemptively. Before a challenging situation, tell yourself, I was someone who got nervous about this. You're not denying your feelings. You're creating a mental space where change is possible. You're choosing to focus on your potential for growth, not your history of anxiety. Now, let's tackle another common obstacle, the fear of change. Even if our current reality is uncomfortable, it's familiar, and our brains love familiar. But here's the thing. Staying in your comfort zone is a surefire way to stay stuck. Embracing this new mindset might feel scary, but it's the key to unlocking your potential. Remember, every great achievement in history started with someone who dared to believe they could be more than they were. Einstein wasn't born a genius. He was someone who was once confused by physics. Oprah wasn't always a media mogul. She was once a girl who was told she wouldn't amount to much. By embracing I was, you're joining the ranks of these transformational figures. You're declaring to the universe, I'm ready for change. I'm open to growth. I'm willing to become more than I've been. Still feeling skeptical? That's okay. Skepticism is healthy, but don't let it paralyze you. Instead, put this technique to the test. I challenge you to try this for 1 week. Every time you catch yourself in a negative self-talk loop, pause and reframe with I was. Keep a journal of how this shifts your perspective and actions. Pay attention to how it changes what you focus on in your daily life. I guarantee you'll be amazed at the results. And here's a pro tip. Make it fun. Turn it into a game. How many times can you catch yourself and reframe in a day? Celebrate each time you do it. You're literally rewiring your brain. That's worth celebrating. Remember, this isn't about denying your past or pretending everything's perfect. It's about acknowledging where you've been while refusing to be defined by it. You're not erasing your history. You're writing a new chapter. You're choosing to focus on the strength you've gained, not just the challenges you've faced. As we wrap up, I want you to really let this sink in. Every moment, you're changing. Every second, you have the opportunity to be more than you were. By embracing the power of I was, you're not just changing your language. You're changing your focus. You're changing your reality. You're changing your life. So, what are you waiting for? Your transformation begins now. Take that limiting belief that's been holding you back and put it where it belongs, in the past. Because the you of tomorrow is waiting to emerge, and it all starts with 2 simple words, I was. If this video has opened your eyes to new possibilities, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe for more mind-bending techniques to unlock your potential. And please, leave a comment sharing your experience with the I was technique. Your story could be the spark that ignites someone else's transformation. Remember, you were someone who doubted yourself. Now you're becoming someone who believes in infinite possibilities. The power is yours. Use it wisely.